How's it going, guys, and welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at unused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered in the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Boo. If you'd like to farm the Boo for yourself, you're going to fast travel over to Sanctuary and find out wherever Ava is. If you've already beat the main story, then likely she's going to be on the bridge, but if you're at a different part of your playthrough, she may be somewhere else. But from her, pick up the Invasion of Privacy mission, which will task you with going to Athena's to pick up some of her things, where you'll be introduced to the single best character in BL3 along the way. And after murdering him, you will make your way to this red chest where you will get the Boo. And uniquely, you actually don't need to fully complete the quest to use the Boo. This is just where you get it during the quest. The Boo is a unique blue-rarity Tediore SMG having completely locked parts, and therefore only coming as shock. Unlike many other quest rewards though, this gun does actually roll with an anointment. The Boo will become a turret when chucked or explode on contact with an enemy, though either way that it does explode, either by emptying the magazine in its turret and running towards an enemy, or just being chucked directly at an enemy, that explosion will instead deal incendiary damage rather than shock. The Boo did get hit with a single change, of course being that overall Tediore nerf of minus 50% to the reload explosion damage. I don't know how much you guys actually care to hear me splooge over weapon skins the amount that I do in these videos, but it's my channel and I'm gonna do so if I want to. And I want to. Plus I have a diploma in design now, so I'm qualified. But dear fucking god, I've never wanted Gearbox to reuse a weapon skin more because the Boo is gorgeous. I fucking love the color palette, that dark red contrasting the very soft blue. You got that white strip in there, just the patterning on it. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous gun, and it pisses me off that I'm pretty sure this is the only instance of this weapon skin being used. Because unfortunately, as beautiful as the weapon skin is, the gun itself is stinky doo-doo dog shit. I do like the idea behind it. I imagine the kind of concept of this thing is that you use either the turrets or the gun itself to strip an enemy shield and then chuck or let the turrets explode to finish off the health bar. And honestly, that's a pretty cool concept. The issue is it doesn't really play too nice at the end game of BL3. It was shockingly usable as a shooter. It really wasn't anything too impressive, especially considering it comes in at just under 9k damage. But having 9k damage with 8.89 fire rate, it does actually end up having a pretty decent time to kill on it, even if it's consuming a lot of bullets to do so. That being said, it does generally fall off against badasses and other tankier enemies. It's nothing spectacular, but it was still a surprise. And taking it to True Guardian Takedown, I know it's mostly short fuse, stagged, and a big surplus, but this thing was still able to perform on True Guardian Takedown better than some other weapons that I've shown on this series. Again, it has that pretty high base fire rate, letting it pump out a lot of bullets, and making the DPS actually look fine? Again, it's definitely nowhere near anything good or worthwhile, but very big shock for a blue Tediore SMG being used as a shooter. As a chucker though, the turret mode does barely anything, the post-explosion isn't much better, and the chuck itself is also incredibly underwhelming. It was possible to kill with it, but it wasn't anything that literally any other Tediore could not do better. Like, a majority of non-unique purple Tediores can probably outperform this thing as a chucker. And even at lower tiers of content, it still really wasn't feeling too much better. Much more usable, much easier to kill, but it's still not performing as well as you would want out of a Tediore. The Boo feels like it would be a killer gun for a playthrough. Having dual elements on a gun is really nice, especially for as early in the game as you can pick this up, being just at Athena's. Assuming its damage is at least good enough at lower levels, I feel like this is probably a really solid pickup. I run this quest a hell of a lot during my playthroughs for XP, but I usually toss the Boo. But next time, I think I might hang on to it. Endgame though, don't bother. It's also a little bit frustrating that this, of all things, is one of the non-legendary uniques that is allowed to be anointed. Butt plug gang, rise up. But that's gonna about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'll be live right after this video goes up, right here on YouTube and also over on my Twitch channel, where there will be a link to down in the description below. And just under that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.